What's good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down what happened with the economic calendar that caused the market to dip a bit and something very important that was said by Elon Musk. But let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you guarantee 20 free stocks. And this offer ends very soon, in just about 5 days from now. Anyways, right now for Tesla, we're actually currently just under 180 a share, and our support happens to be very close to this 200 EMA on the 30 minutes time frame. But the question is, what's happening to Tesla? Why is it trading like this? Well, honestly, guys, we had a nice inverse head and shoulders like structure. I was hoping that this would try to play out, but we had to see Tesla hold above 186 to get confirmation for break. If we held above 186, I'd be looking for 190 as a potential target. And then I warned everyone that if we lost 182, Tesla would be dipping all the way down to 178. What happened? The bearish case is what ended up playing out. I called this out in the morning. That was just one of the possibilities. I was hoping we'd see the bullish case, though. That's what I really wanted to see, but that ended up failing. Tesla lost the 50 EMA after all this data came out, and the whole market actually came down a bit because of this news. The Michigan consumer sentiment data has come out. We have about a 65.6 on the scale. That's below expectations by a long shot. This is because consumer sentiment is very low right now. People are anticipating a lot of economic burdens, a lot of hardships. Also, the 5-year inflationary expectation is at 3.1%. That's a little bit higher than the 3% target. So right now, inflation is very sticky, and consumers are still very worried about everything. On top of this, the expectations are kind of low, at least for things moving forward, and the current conditions report is also below expectations. So the data is looking kind of bad right here. Consumer sentiment is low, and right now, expectations are still that inflation is continuing to eat people's incomes. So that's how things are looking thus far. Tesla was trying to rebound as a result, and then we got a little bit of a sell-off, and now Tesla's currently testing this key support. So for Tesla, here's what's basically going on. Tesla's going to be looking at 180 as resistance, and then we have support at our 200 EMA, and we're kind of stuck here. We've been stuck here for the past 40 minutes, so I'll just have to see how Tesla moves. Now, Elon Musk is getting a lot of attention right now. He said some very important things. During the annual shareholder meeting, he made some important claims about Tesla. I want to address one thing. Musk is claiming that the Optimus robots could make Tesla a $25 trillion company, more than half the value of the S&P 500 today. So in terms of today's amount of outstanding shares, that's going to be an $8,000 price target for Tesla. What do I think about this? What is my opinion? So the thing is, guys, let me make it very, very clear that the way stocks move is they do have a tendency of respecting uptrends. So as time progresses, it is possible Tesla will reach this target, but it could take decades and decades and decades to get there. Musk is looking into the super long-term future, into like the 2030s and 2040s. So yes, it's very possible for Tesla to run to targets like this, but this could take decades. I don't see Tesla doing this for any time in the short term. I don't see it even happening this decade. It's going to take a very, very, very long time for Tesla to get up there. But what do I think about his claim? I do agree with his claim that the Optimus robot has so much, potential for Tesla, and that Musk is saying that there's going to likely be more of these humanoid robots than actual humans one day. I think that's very possible, but one thing that's worth noting is that that's a very, very long term projection about the future. I want to make it very clear that we can't make any promises about the super long term because we don't always know what's going to happen, what other factors will get involved that kind of affect things. So, I excuse me, I do agree with his claim that Optimus is very bullish. I agree with him that a 25 trillion dollar market cap is possible. I don't see it happening at all for the short term in any way, shape, or form. It's going to take decades for Tesla to get there. But it's a possibility. It's something that Musk has been talking about. But I wouldn't necessarily count on Tesla reaching $8,000 for any time in the short term. We're still in the 170s. We have to still try to break 200. So we'll just take it one day at a time. Also, Musk is a very, very big optimist. He loves to talk about new technology and things like that in a lot of detail. And he tends to do that for very, very long periods of time. So when it comes to his estimations, he's known for kind of like estimating dates too soon or too early. So we'll see how things go. But I just want to say that I don't want this to kind of like fool you guys and make you guys think about what the smaller picture instead of the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that Optimus Robot, it's bullish for the long term for Tesla. The robotaxi is bullish, and Tesla will become worth trillions quite easily. It actually reached 1 trillion a few years ago in market cap, and it's going to reach it again. So it's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar company. I have no doubts about that. 25 trillion, I don't know about that. For the short term, I'm not going to focus on that number. But once again, I mean, if Musk says this, hey, It's a strong possibility for the long term, and it would be very awesome to achieve. But there is definitely a lot of bullish potential nonetheless for Optimus, the robotax, and all these different things. So I still, once again, agree with that. And I still support that claim. Anyways, what's happening to Tesla? So right now we're looking kind of weak on our larger time frames, but this 200 EMAs are support around this 178 area. Once again, I told you if we lost 182, we'd be dipping down here, and that's what ended up happening. It's the exact level. So resistance is now around this 180 zone. If we break this, I'll be looking at 182. And if we end up losing 178, then our next target will be all the way down here towards this low at basically the 177 area. Then 174 comes below that. So I am seeing some weakness in Tesla stock, and it's very ironic because everything Elon Musk said was very bullish for the company. He gave us very, very bullish announcements about the robo-taxi, about other things. So I was hoping Tesla would continue to hold up, but instead it's still showing a little bit of weakness with the markets. So we just have to give it some time. Despite that, when we zoom out and go to like the 4 hour time frame, I'm just going to show you something very interesting. Tesla is still overall, the technicals still look bullish overall, despite this little dip right here. There is still a nice inverse head and shoulders, and Tesla is still actually a lot higher than where it was a few days ago. We were at 168 just a couple of days ago. We're currently at 178. So as long as we hold the 4 hour 200 EMA, as long as we're above 176, Tesla could be fine. We could continue to uptrend and push as we approach the later months of, or the later weeks of this month. So that's going to take some time. Looking at SPY, we're actually indecisive right now. So SPY started dipping a little bit after the negative data came out. However, SPY was not able to lose some key support. I'm going to actually switch over to the hourly just to show you guys this. We haven't lost critical support on SPY. We're actually still holding up. So we're just shuffling between supply and demand. We have resistance currently at 541. We have support at 540. We're going back and forth, just zigzagging. So just give this some time. There's a lot of puts expiring on SPY, so we'll just have to see. If we hold above 541, there is potential for us to try to fill this gap above to 542.5. And if we end up losing 540, we need to see this hold below that for a few hours. Then we're going to be dipping down to 537. Right now, guys, I think that there is a chance we will come down to fill the gap at 537, but it may not happen until next week. So it could take some time. And right now, SPY is just range bound, going back and forth and back and forth. So it's very sideways. So give it some time. Looking at Nvidia, we pushed all the way up to about 133 only to come back down. And then, like I said earlier, guys, I said that Nvidia might see some kind of like range bound price action. And as we get to the low 130s, expect some high resistance. And that's exactly what's happening to Nvidia. We're kind of stuck right here. Watch 131.5 as support. If we lose that, we could get closer to 130, and we have resistance at 133. Otherwise, Nvidia is kind of shuffling in the 131s. So I'll give it some time just to see how things end up progressing. For Bitcoin, I also said that Bitcoin is going to likely shuffle. That's what's happening so far. It's just boring price action. We have 66,500 support, and we have resistance at 67,296. What is Bitcoin doing? Back and forth. Boring price action. Not really a whole lot's going on with it. For the QQQ, it's also trading sideways. I did mention to everyone that we could get a pop on the QQQ, but there's a little bit of weakness developing. So there might be an initial, a little later drop coming. But otherwise, it's just kind of range bound. We have resistance at 478. We have support at 476. We're going to likely just continue to trade sideways for the time being. So just give it some time and we'll see how things go. For Aapl has resistance at 215. We have support at 212.5. What are we doing? Back and forth. Price action. Still trading sideways. If we lose 212.5, we will be sinking lower. But there's no sign of that yet. So we're just continuing to trade sideways. How about Coinbase and Supermicro? I'll talk about Supermicro in this one. Just give me a second, guys. For Coinbase, same thing. Boring price action. We have 243 as support at 200 EMA, and then we have 248 as resistance. Back and forth price action. If we break 248, look for 252. And if we end up losing 243, we'll be dipping all the way down, to 236. Otherwise, we're just completely range bound. Supermicro, kind of boring as well. We have support currently at 846. We have resistance at 870 to 862. So we're kind of just trading sideways between 862 and 846. But I am seeing a little bit of weakness on the chart, so it could dip a little lower. It's about 846 again, maybe a little lower than that. But overall, guys, it's just continuing to shuffle. So I do expect some sideways price action. It's also range bound. For a few more, we also have, let me just double check this. IWM is coming down. It's showing some weakness. We have 198 as key support. We got to hold this. If we fail to hold this, there's going to be a bigger dip. So watch 198 as key support and 200 as key resistance. If we lose 198, we'll be dipping all the way down to the support here around 196. So watch and see if we could hold 198. I'm seeing some weakness. For Amazon, we're trying to get back to 183. We got to break 183.5 to turn back to bullish. If we fail to do so, we could be dipping lower to 181. I think it's just kind of shopping right now in between 182.5 and about 183.5. So I might just continue to chop around a bit, but we'll see if we can try to break resistance or not. We're just kind of choppy. Same thing with Meta. Meta has resistance around 505. We've supported 500. All day it's been back and forth and back and forth. Might continue to just trade sideways. GameStop is showing a little bit of weakness. It's also kind of like range bound. I did say this in the morning. 30 is resistance, 28 is support. All I'm seeing is back and forth price action. Same thing with AMC. We're just trading sideways around 5 as support and 5.35 to 5.4 as resistance. Back and forth, sideways price action for now. So we're just going to wait and see which way we break. So be patient, guys. With that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. SPY is still range bound, but we will see what ends up happening. So give the market some time. I am seeing some buyers. I want to just note that there are buyers still stepping in trying to defend it. So we'll give it the time it needs. Tesla's also still range bound, but I am seeing buyers trying to defend 178. So we'll give it some time as well. With that being said, guys, thank you all so much for listening. Once again, about Elon Musk's targets, I am very, very optimistic about Tesla. I'm very happy that Musk has a great vision. However, for the short term, I do not see a $25 trillion market cap at all. I don't see us getting close to that for over a decade. I think it's going to take a long time for Tesla to get up there. But nonetheless, that doesn't change my view that everything that Musk said is still very bullish, from Optimus to the Robotaxi and a bunch of different things like that. I'm still very, very bullish on Tesla for the long term. I can't wait to see what's going to happen as time goes on. Can't wait for what's going to happen in August when they have new announcements. All right. Thank you for listening, guys. I'll see you guys very soon, and peace out.